Yeah. Good looking out, Dave. Yeah. Ha, it's Flav, you heard? It's Flav. Check it, I had to get what I earned. It's my turn. Welcome to the show. It's Trenton's Tavern. Yeah. Ha, that's how we doing it. Welcome to the show, y'all. Enjoy.
Favorite dress, the one you hated, said I could make it.
All right, that was Janae I was listening to. I normally do notes and stuff, but I'm not doing notes. I'm a freestyle this one because I kind of been waiting to do this one for a little while, so I haven't taken down any notes. So if I fumble over my words a little bit, it's all good because I'm freestyling this one. I don't have notes to look through, and I probably should have written some down, but it's late. Right now, it is 7:55 on a Saturday, March 7th, and I've been trying to do this episode all day, but I've been so lazy and so tired. Then I just came back from my mom, spending time with my mom and my niece. So yeah, I procrastinated all day. You know what I mean? I really didn't get anything I needed to get done today done. So now I'm have to wait till Monday when everybody at work and stuff. That's why I love my Mondays off. But anyway, Tavern Terror, we back in the building. You heard me, stop playing with me. Listen, it's starting to feel a little weird when I'm by myself because I've been having so many guests, and I love having guests. Like, that might be a thing that I just do where I just have to find somebody to have on my show because I love talking to people. I love letting y'all get to know people. You know what I mean? You know what we got to do in the meantime and between time, set the mood right now. I'm about to tell y'all how many subscribers I have and what episode this is gonna be and what this episode is gonna be about. So in the meantime, y'all know what I do. Thank you guys so much for all of the support thus far, man. Every time I do an episode, which is in like a week's span, I have more and more subscribers. You know what I mean? The word is getting out. My pops call me famous. I'm not famous just yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting on that famous level, you heard? So this is gonna be episode 22. Last episode was episode 21 with Tiara. Make sure y'all go view that joint and listen to her podcast. I put all that information in that video and in the description. You know what I mean? So go check her out for a fact. But I have 273 subscribers. I'm almost at 300. I'm pretty confident by the end of March I'll be at 300. So whatever's going on is working. That's all I can say. I don't know how it's happening, but whatever's going on, I thank God for all of it. I thank God for all the support. I thank God for everything. Y'all watching, y'all viewing everything, man. I just thank y'all for continuing to support me. It is a beautiful feeling, and it makes me feel really good, like somebody is interested in what I'm saying. So thank you so much for all of the support thus far, man. I'm not stopping anytime soon. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. So I guess since I'm gonna continue to do it, I'm just hoping and praying that the universe bless me back with my subscribers enough to get up and start monetizing my joint and getting the word out more and more, you know what I mean, and adding more to my channel, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So thank you guys, Tavern Terror, for all of the support thus far. I forgot to shout out my boy and his girl last episode, but I will never go another episode without doing that. So Uzia and Yori's channel is up. I know they got a lot of content coming too. If you haven't already done so, make sure you go subscribe to their channel. I'll put their links to their channel in the description as well. And yeah, shout out to them and my new favorite kid. Not new favorite, but one of my favorite kids, I should say, because I love him and I love my nieces and nephews all the same. But Little Z, man, that dude is a character. I love him, and that's my man. I love Uzia and Yori too, so it's all good. But yeah, thank you guys so far for all of the support, and let's get it popping. Let's keep it rolling. Let's do this, man. So y'all probably already seen me wear this sweatshirt before, but I don't care because it's one of my favorite sweatshirts, and that's what the name of this episode is going to be. Episode 22 is going to be called, this is the topic of the day, right? And this joint is going to be called Enough because, again, like as I've been saying over and over and over and over, since I started that fast, it was like one of the most life-changing things that has ever happened to me since I started that fast last year, right? So with me fasting for so many things, it's still things that's coming to fruition and still things that's being revealed to me as myself, you know what I mean? So I have to keep going back and referring to that. And if you don't know the fast that I'm talking about, I've talked about it in multiple episodes, but you got to go back and watch, you know what I mean, to understand what I'm saying. And welcome all the new subscribers, welcome all the first time listeners and viewers, all the last time listeners and viewers. Shout out to everybody, you know what I mean? So I have to keep going back and referring to that fast because it was one of the most pivotal life-changing experiences in my life, right? So I was fasting for a lot of stuff, not only stuff for just me, but stuff for my family, stuff for my future, you know what I mean? Like, and then just stuff to make me whole inside, you know what I mean? Like to make me feel like I'm not empty inside. That was the whole point of it, is to fast, for God to reveal to me as to why I felt these empty holes. Although I had all of the support and everything around me that I needed, I still was feeling empty. And he started to, the first thing he told me to do, like I said, was rekindle my talk to my pops and get that relationship settled first. And then after that, I had to go to other people and apologize for damaging friendships and relationships that I did back in the day, and I wasn't even aware of it. You know what I mean? So I started doing that. I followed every direction, and things just began to happen for my family. And stuff is still happening for my family, but he's also showing me who Trenton is. You know what I mean? Because I was talking to somebody and I told them, like I grew up in church, but when I was younger, I was just going to church because I knew, like, I didn't have a choice. You know what I mean? Like, my mom made me go to church. And then as I got older, I had questions about stuff, but I was still going just because I felt like it was the right thing to do. It wasn't up until a couple years ago when I really, started to begin to have, a real relationship with God, as to a real relationship, which made me, that made me know why I was in church and why I was going to church and why I believed in what I believed in, which is one reason why I don't understand why people can't really be friends if you talk politics, if you talk religion, and if you talk basically those two things. I don't, if you got different views on them, people happen to befriend each other and stuff. But my thing is this: everything is a personal experience, right? Everything is a personal experience. So if somebody is, if somebody has a different religion than me, it's because they've experienced, I'm guessing it's because they've experienced something in that religion that makes them believe. You know what I mean? I hope it's not just because they think that it's right, because that's the culture of them or whatever the case may be. But mine is, I believe in what I believe in because I've had personal experiences. Like, nobody can tell me anything about God that, I don't already know, because I've had these personal experiences. You know what I mean? So that's when I started to, lean on him for everything. That when I wanted answers from humans, or when I wanted answers to certain situations and I couldn't get them from nobody, anytime that I went to God, I've always gotten my answer one way or another. Even if it was the answer that I did not want, I've always gotten my answer. You know what I mean? So, again, I've had personal experiences with them things. So I'm saying all of that to say this. I'm naming this joint Enough because I'm just coming to the conclusion that the person that I am is enough for who I want to be. The person that I am right now is enough for the goals that I want to accomplish. The person that I am right now is enough to marry somebody and make them the happiest woman in the world. The person that I am right now is enough to be, quote unquote, the greatest father on the earth. the person that I am right now is enough for me to be the best sibling, the best uncle, you know what I mean? To be the best friend, the best mentor if somebody needs that. The person that I am right now is just enough to make it through life the way that I want to make it, you know what I mean, and live happily ever after. That's why I'm calling this joint enough, because I'm not full of myself, but there's a confidence that comes over you once you know who you are, you know what I mean, and whose you are, you know what I mean. I know who I belong to. I know that God is my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I know who I belong to, and now he's beginning to reveal to me who I am, which makes me even more dangerous, you know what I mean. And I'm getting information from people and stuff that I never even thought I would get. And it's kind of mind blowing to me, because it's like, if I would have known this stuff 21 years, or if I would have known this stuff 12 years ago when I was 21, you know what I mean? Like, I would be a millionaire right now and be in a completely different situation than what I'm in. I'm not a millionaire right now. My finances are okay. They're not where I want them to be, but they're cool. And I can just see the future coming because of all of the knowledge that I'm intaking. So I already feel rich in my mind, you know what I mean? And I'm just soaking it all in. And I have people in my life like Robbie, which he knows a lot about everything. I have people in my life like Janine, which she's been through a lot and she knows a lot of stuff. I got people in my life like Uzia, which he's a techie guy and he pays attention to a lot of the small details. Me and Uzia clicked and became best friends because of who he is. Like, our spirits just meshed. And he is a genius. Uzia is a genius. Y'all don't know him on that level, but let me tell y'all, when I make it big, he gonna be right by my side, and vice versa. When he make it big, I'm gonna be right by his side. And our families is gonna like grow up to be, you know what I mean, our kids is gonna grow up to know one another and become best friends, because that's a rare commodity. I moved from Syracuse to Ohio, and I started that job. Uzia trained me, and ever since me and Uzia was my trainer, this was almost 8 years ago or so. We've been best friends ever since. I mean, we went when we got laid off of our job because our job got bought out. We went some years, like we would text every few months or whatever, but we went a long time without seeing each other. And when we seen each other, like, it was like we never missed a beat. So I know he here for the long run, you know what I mean? But I got him, I got my man Stacks in New York, you know what I mean? I got T. Y'all don't know Tim. I might have to do an episode with Tim, but Tim is a smart guy. Like, he's smart with finances and stuff like I just have everything around me, you know what I mean? Like, and I can continue to name people. I can continue to name people to the point where you'd be like, well, that's building Voltron, you know what I mean? Like, that's you got all of those pieces. It's like when the Power Rangers morphed into the One Piece, they was like unstoppable almost. You know what I mean? They just became bigger. So if you take all of that type of stuff, and once you get the confidence of who you are, and you take from all of these people in your life, Jennifer, I got my mom, my dad is super smart with computers and stuff. I have a ton of people around me to complete whatever obstacle that I want to complete. You know what I mean? And do it in the correct way, or with help, one way or another. So now that I'm getting this information and I'm getting this confidence built about me, about who I am, I walk a little different. I talk a little different. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what that is. The funny thing is, I was thinking about the coronavirus and how scared people are. But here's my thoughts about the coronavirus, and I'm bringing that up because it has to do with a whole different mindset, right? So y'all know, if y'all go look up the history, every election year or something, there's always a war going on, or there's always a illness that breaks out or something like that, and everybody is scared. Like, they scared people scared to go vote, you know what I mean? Like, because they want Trump back in there and all this other weird stuff, you know what I mean? Like, which is, I mean, it's out of our control for real. But I'm like, people are scared of the coronavirus, and they walking around with mad coronavirus, like they've been living with coronaviruses in their lives forever. You know what I mean? Like, you got people in relationships that the coronavirus couldn't kill them as fast as the people laying next to them, or the friends or the circle that they keeping. You know what I mean? Like, you can fight the coronavirus. Your body can fight off almost anything, despite what the doctors say. But people stay in relationships and they keep friends around and they keep people around that become so harmful to them that they end up passing away. You know what I mean? Like, they end up deteriorating as a person. They just getting eaten away. You know what I mean? And people worried about the coronavirus. I'm like, it's already been out. If you look on any of the Lysol bottles or the disinfectant wipes or whatever it is, it'll tell you what it kills. It tells you the viruses that it kills. Coronavirus is already on there. You know what I mean? And Uzia was telling me the coronavirus has already been dealing, like, China was already dealing with it. It just became bigger because more people dying. But it's nothing but the flu. But what happened to all of the other, you know what I mean? What happened to all of the other diseases? The bird flu, the swine flu, H1N1, anthrax, all of that other stuff just disappeared. Y'all don't think this is just going to disappear? This is man-made stuff that they put in people's bodies, and it just continues to be contagious. But when you covered, like me, like when you covered by the blood of God, I'm not saying that I can't get it, but I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? Because his blood is stronger than anything I've ever had in my life. He's the reason that I'm alive and healthy right now. It's just a simple fact of the matter. You know what I mean? Like, and I've gotten rid of the coronavirus quicker in people than I have the actual virus. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You need to think about some other stuff, man. Like, we wasn't made to be walking around in fear. You know what I mean? Of this type of stuff. This stuff is just a distraction to, you know what I mean, move you off. But I don't want to get too much into that. You know what I mean? That's not this type of episode, but I'm just telling y'all how I think. That's just a little bit of how my mindset is. But I'm gonna tell y'all real quick, I'm starting to step into who I am and stuff, right? So here, like, when I first moved from New York, I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible because it's kind of lengthy. But when I first moved here from New York, I had a girlfriend back at home in New York, and we was cool. Like, I would go down there I would go back home on the holidays most of the times to see her, or she would come down here. You know what I mean? Like, so when I graduated high school, I moved back to New York, and I was there for probably less than 6 months because I moved back in the summertime, and then she went away to school in February of the following year. And when she went away, of course, we talked about staying together and blah, blah, blah. And for a minute, maybe a month or two, it was cool. When I sent her emails and called her and stuff like that, we would talk on the phone. And then all of a sudden, she started telling me about this guy, you know what I mean, that was following her and that was, you know what I mean, at her and blah, blah, blah. And she swore up and down that she didn't want nothing to do with dude. But I'm not stupid. I already knew what was going on. And sooner or later, long story short, she ended up stopping coming home on her breaks for school, and she was going to where he lived or whatever. And she ended up getting pregnant by him or whatever. Now, this was like less than a year. This was less than a year after we broke up that this happened. She got pregnant in less than a year. So boom. My next girlfriend, we was just young at the time, and we kind of like grew apart. But she also ended up after me getting pregnant less than a year. You know what I mean? It was a few other chicks that I was talking to in the meantime that all came up with babies out of the blue. You know what I mean? Like, and if anybody knows me, if anybody knows Trenton, y'all know that I'm a huge family man. I want my own kids. I want my own family, and a big one too. When I was 21, 18, I used to tell everybody I wanted 10 kids, no lie. You can ask anybody that know me. And if I wasn't 31, about to be 32 in July, I would probably still be saying that same thing. But my 10 has went down to like 3 only because of my age. I don't want to be 50 with like a 2-year-old. That's bugged out. You know what I mean? So I changed that real quick. But anyways, that happened. And then even before that, we're winding back. Like, I don't know if y'all know, like, after talking to somebody and changing soul ties and getting close to them for years at a time, because every relationship that I've been with been over 2 years plus, like over 3 years plus for real. And when you find out that somebody gotten pregnant like a year, like less than a year, it's detrimental to my health. I can't speak for nobody else, but for me, you know what I mean? Like it hurt me bad inside every single time that I found out, and I just had to man up and take it. Not to mention that I was dealing with the issues with my dad and didn't even know that I had issues, you know what I mean, with that. And then before that, growing up, my brother Eric and my cousin Byron used to have mad girls, right? They used to have mad girls. It got mad hot in here. They used to have mad girls, right? And I had little crushes here and there, but it would be their girls because I was younger. You know what I mean? Those was the only girls that was around me, or that I was around. So, you know what I mean? It was little stupid crushes, and I was young, you know what I mean? And then my cousin sat me down. My cousin Mondo sat me down one day, and he was like, listen, B, he is like, when you get older, you're gonna have a way with ladies. Like, he is like, it may get to a point where you have women so much, like you have so many options at women that you'll be able to choose, you know what I mean, which one you want, blah, blah, blah. Which he was being funny, but he was being real about me having a way with women or whatever, you know what I mean? And he was just saying, like, you'll have your pick of the litter, but you got to learn how to, as you get older, you'll learn how to maneuver through that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, right, blah, blah, blah. But anyways, needless to say, I'm not tooting my own horn when I say this, but I do have a way with women. I love women. I love women. I think that is God's greatest gift to earth. I give y'all a round of applause, man, because they come in all different sizes, shapes, forms, ethnicities, colors, and everything. And they're beautiful. I love they're the strongest creatures God ever created. You know what I mean? Going through birth and having cycles every month and everything. So I commend y'all, and I love my mother to death. I love my grandmoms. Like, I love my family to death, but I love women. So I've had my issues when I was younger, you know, with being too nice and flirting too much when I was in relationships and not handling certain situations like I should have been, you know what I mean? Because I'm not a mean person unless I have to be. But sometimes being too nice could get you in trouble instead of just being stern with it, you know what I mean? And yeah, I've had issues with that, with being nice and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Too much and just doing too much, you know what I mean? Just doing too much. But with that being said, I talked to my uncle today, and he was talking to me, and he was like, you know, he was joking with me. He like, what's up, nephew? You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, none, I'm just chilling. He like, yeah, I heard you got all of them women down there. I'm like, Uncle, where you hear that from? Because whoever told you that is a lie. I'm single as a dollar bill right now, man. Like, he is like, yeah, but that don't mean you don't got girls. And of course, again, he was kidding, but I was like, nah, like playing along. I was like, you know, I told him the story about my cousin Mondo sitting me down and talking to me, you know what I mean, about it. And I was like, yeah, I wish Mondo would have never put that curse on me, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to be happy with one woman and my kid, you know what I mean? Like, and of course, again, we was joking, but in reality, my uncle was like, yeah, nah, like, he's like, no, I'm joking about you having all of the women, or having multiple women, but he said, the thing is, I know what you're saying because all of the cage men went through it. Like, on my mom's side, my last name is Parks, but on my mom's side, that's the cage side of the family. That's my mom's side of the family, and then my dad's side is the Parks. So, but they're all cages. So their last name is Cage or whatever. So he's like, we all had to go through it, you know what I mean? Your uncle, Al, was married with you know what I mean? He was married with a girlfriend, and that was way in his prime before he became a pastor. He's like, you know, some of the ladies at church be trying to talk to me, and I got to tell them, like, y'all know I'm married. Like, he said it's a generational karma that we just have to deal with. But when, you know, once you get it under control and you know how to handle it, it doesn't become a problem anymore. You know what I mean? Once you learn how to be a real man or whatever. And he said the illest thing to me, yo, and I never even thought about it. But he was like, it's not so much that you have a generational karma. I just know what you're going through. He said, the women are attracted to you because of the anointing of God that you have in you. And I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah, it's not. He like, some of them may not even know, but he said, I can probably tell you what they say about you when you ask them, what do they like about you? And I was like, all right, so what do you think they say? And he named it verbatim. You know, like, I got good energy. I'm a good listener. You know, I'm goofy. I'm respectful. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gentle, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's just naming all the stuff. And I was like, that's crazy, because that's everything that they say. He said, yeah, I know, because that's the anointing. You just got to learn how to, you just have to learn how to transform that into helping people and getting that under control. And then that's when you'll be able to, you know, meet your wife and be able to, you know, that's when you'll be able to get your wife, and you'll be able to keep everything in line the way that you're supposed to do it. And I was like, you just hit me the game, Uncle Leonard. Like, I didn't know nothing about it. He was like, yeah, I know. You didn't know nothing about it. That's why you got to call me some more so we can talk and I can help you. Because he's like, I got that wisdom. I'm an OG. I'm like, nah, that's a fact. That's big facts, boy. But yeah. So that like blew my mind. But it makes sense though. Because when I was doing my fast and I came back and I had to go, I had to swallow my pride, and I had to go apologize to people for things that I did years ago, and also things that I've never felt that I was guilty about. You know what I mean? I had to still apologize because I was damaging people that was already in hurtful situations, and they was already dealing with their own stuff as well. You know what I mean? So I had to do that, but nobody denied nobody was like, nah, F you, like, blah, blah, blah. Everybody was so accepting, like, nah, I really, really appreciate this. You know what I mean? Like, I really appreciate you taking the time to come back, even though that was years ago. Like, you didn't have to do that, you know what I mean? But you did it. So I really appreciate you taking the time to come back and make this right, blah, blah, blah. And it's like I never understood why, though. You know what I mean? I never understood as to why people would just, you know, just accept me back. But people love to be around me. People love to be, whether it's male or female, my male friends or my female friends or whatever the case may be. Like, people just enjoy my company, and I never knew why, but my uncle broke it down for me today. You know what I mean? And on top of that, he was telling me, you know, he was like, because he's like, most of those people that you was damaging, he said it's because you were telling them that you were in love with them instead of just telling them that you love them. And he's like, you know the difference of that, right? And I'm like, I think I know the difference, but you making me think differently. You know what I mean? And he's like, nah, what the difference is, he's like, you know, when you love somebody, you care about them. You don't want to see them do bad. You'll do anything for them. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. He said, but when you're in love with somebody, you can't go a day without thinking about this person. The first thing you do when you turn over in the morning, I mean, every single day, you think about this person. You're willing to give your last for this person. You're willing to do, you know, it's beyond imagine what you would do for certain people when you're in love with them. Because he is like, you know, your Aunt Donna, I'm in love with that. I'm in love with her. That's some years strong, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear that, Uncle Leonard. But yeah, he's like, nah, being in love and loving somebody is completely different. He's like, you know, just think about it like this. He's like, that's why God said, so God loved the world so I can't remember exactly right now, but God loved the world so much that he gave his only son. Like, he's like, just think about the love, like think about being in love like that. You know what I mean? That you love somebody so much that you'll sacrifice your own kid so that nobody ever has to go through that type of hurt again. You know what I mean? And I was like, that kind of hit home, because when I had to go through the miscarriage with my kid, it was like the worst day of my life. It was the absolutely worst day of my life. And I can never see me, you know, like I can never picture me like, yeah, I'm cool Like, I love these people so much that I'll give my son. I'll let my son die on the cross, you know what I mean, for these people, to save these people. You know what I mean? So he's like, yeah, God wakes up every day and he cannot do anything but think about the people on earth, you know what I mean? His people. That's all he can think about. That's why he's so in love with people. Like, that's how you have to think about it when it comes to a girl and your wife and stuff like that. You got to think about, are you in love with her like that? And of course, there's different types of loves, like loving your family and your friends, and loving your moms and your grandmoms, and then loving your wife is something different. That's a different type of love, which is crazy to me that you can have one feeling but mad different versions of it. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I'm not tooting my horn, but after all of that stuff that I went through, you know what I mean? Like, it's made me stronger and it's made me who I am, because my confidence used to be at an all-time low. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought women would be attracted to me. I never thought that I would have, multiple women liking me at the same time. I never thought that I would be in stupid situations to mess stuff up. Like, I never thought that stuff when I was younger. You know what I mean? Because it was a confidence thing. It was just a confidence thing. And I never, ever thought that I would get to that level. But I got there. You know what I mean? I got there. I passed that phase. So now it's like I'm getting to the point of confidence where, like I told y'all, I'm enough for any and everything that I want to do in life. So I'm ready for marriage. I'm ready to start having kids. You know what I mean? Not financially, but as far as the teachings of life goes, I'm ready for it all. I'm ready to take it all on. You know what I mean? And that makes me happy. It makes me really, really happy. And I didn't want to come on here today and have notes down and not make it seem authentic. You know what I mean? Because I had been thinking about this episode for a few weeks now. You know what I mean? But I had guests and stuff, so I wanted to save this one. But yeah, man, I'm here to tell y'all that I'm enough. I'm walking in more confidence nowadays. You know what I mean? Like, I'm getting to know myself. I'm getting to know some stuff I was capable of that I never took the time out to even try for real. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's going in a great direction. It's going in a great direction, if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like, Jennifer, my coworker Jennifer, liked to say that I'm cocky, but it's really not me being cocky. I just have a confidence over me because I'm starting to get to know myself. You know what I mean? I could be using and abusing this confidence as well, but it's not necessary. It's not necessary. I don't have anything to prove to anybody really, except for God. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I'm not perfect. I'm the furthest thing away from perfect, but I will say I am walking, and I'm getting closer day by day to becoming and maximizing my full potential. And I wanted to let y'all know that, you know what I mean, I'm always here to talk whenever with whoever, and I love to talk, as y'all can see. I love to talk, but I'm here for anybody, man. Like, you can, whatever you're going through, whatever's going on in the world today, you know what I mean? Like, there's a way to block that out and focus on yourself, and everybody needs to begin to self-medicate. You know what I mean? Like, everybody needs to mentally heal themselves. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, meditation, yoga, whatever you got to do, you have to start taking time out for yourself. Because I'm telling y'all right now, y'all see in the future, if y'all continue to follow me on this journey, y'all see in the future how pivotal that fast that I took for a month. You know what I mean? Y'all will see what that fast did, because it was probably the best thing that happened to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Me taking that time out for myself to say, all right, cool, I need these answers, I need to get this done. I've been seeing results they've been, when one happens, it's like the domino effect. When you push one down, here comes another one, and here comes another one, and here comes another one. You know what I mean? Like, excuse me. And it's one of the greatest feelings. I told my uncle, like, this is the best I've felt in life in some years. You know what I mean? I didn't have a care in the world when I was younger, and I didn't have to pay rent, and we was getting video games, and I didn't have to worry. I can go outside all day and play football and blah, 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 blah. I ain't have a care in the world. I haven't felt like this, like, probably since then, for real. And that's probably 15, 16, 17 years ago. You know what I mean? But I feel great. I feel great. I mean, y'all be the judge, but I think I look good. You know what I mean? I got my circle around me. I can't lose. I can't lose, yo. There's no way, and nobody around me. I'm to the point where if I can't lose, ain't nobody else around me. Can't nobody else around me lose either. It's just a simple fact. It's just a simple fact of the matter. Can't nobody else around me lose either. Especially if you in my circle. We all gonna win. When I come up, everybody coming up. When I get out the hood, we all out the hood. Trust and believe that. You know what I mean? So I'm on the winning team, man. Y'all can join me, and y'all already joining me, watching the show for real. You know what I mean? And if y'all stay on the journey, who knows what's possible? I'm just here to motivate. I'm just here to motivate and give y'all some confidence. You heard? So I'm gonna wrap topic of the day up, but that's the topic of the day. I feel really good about that. You know what I mean? We gonna talk a little sports talk. As you can see, shout out to Bean. Kobe Bean Bryant. I've never ever owned a Lakers hat, no Lakers memorabilia in my life ever. But I'm only doing it for Kobe. And these joints was like buy a hat and get one half off or something. So I got two Laker hats and two Laker hats for Kobe Bean Bryant. Rest in peace to him and everybody on the helicopter. You know what I mean? Like that was sick to me, but. Yeah, we're not going to go back down that road. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing this Lakers hat, because represent Bean. So this is about to be sports talk. And y'all, this is my favorite. This is my favorite time. And it's about to get really lit because it's March. And March Madness is coming up. Like, I think the conference championships start next week. And then Selection Sunday is next Sunday. And then we got the play-in games. And then March Madness starts. So we about to be lit. March Madness is coming up. And I don't know if there's a dominant team. So let's get into a sports talk, man. I don't know if there's a dominant team in college basketball. I've watched all of these teams. And one day, number one wins. Then the next day, number two loses. And number three loses. Like, it's just up in the air. That's why I think this is about to be a good tournament. And anybody trying to do a bracket with your boy, I'm here. I put money on that. I win a lot too. I win often. So, you heard? Let's get into that. So we're going to talk college basketball right now. So I'm just going to do, it's hard for me to keep up with all of these teams, but I'm going to do like I did for college football. I'm just going to tell you about the top 25. So like I said, it's Saturday night. It's now 8:30 and mad of these games have already been played. There's a few games tomorrow too. But the top 25, let me see. Today right now we have George Washington playing Dayton, which Dayton is number 3, and it's the beginning of the second half. 11-14. Dayton is winning 40-37. So then we have Villanova play today. Villanova played 14. Villanova played Georgetown. They won 70-69. Then we had Auburn, number 17. Auburn played Tennessee. They won 85-63. We had number 24, Wisconsin, play Indiana. They won 60-56. Then we had number 4, Baylor, go down to West Virginia University. Like I said, you never know who's going to win these games. And West Virginia beat Baylor, the number 14 in the country, 76-64. Then you had this was a really good game. I caught it when I woke up today. Kentucky played Florida, and Kentucky won by 1 point, 71-70. Number 1, Kansas beat Texas Tech 66-62. They almost lost 2. Then you had Seton Hall played Creighton. Seton Hall is number 8. Creighton is number 11. Creighton won 77-60. Then you had number 10, Louisville, go down to number 22, Virginia University, 57-54. Then you had number 20, Penn State, lose to unranked Northwestern 69-80. I keep trying to tell y'all, it ain't no, there's no winner in this junk. You know what I mean? Then you had BCU, or not BCU, Boston College play Florida State. Florida State won. Florida State is number 7. They won 80-62. Then you had, I don't know who this is. U State, whoever that is, play, that's probably Utah. Utah State University play San Diego State University. San Diego State is number 5. Utah State, I don't even know who that is, but they won 59-56. They beat the number 5 team in the country. Then you had Duke and North Carolina in an epic battle. That's a rivalry every year. Duke won 89-76. And then tonight at 11, we have Oregon playing Stanford, which is a good thing because I didn't know it was a late game. And that's at 11 p.m., so I get to watch a late game. Then tomorrow, we got Michigan, number 25, Michigan, my boys. Oh, Syracuse lost today too. They're not ranked, but SU lost to Florida by like 3 points or something. Or to Miami, I'm sorry. But tomorrow we got Michigan playing Maryland. Maryland's number 9. Michigan's number 25. I hope Michigan wins that game. We'll see. Then we have Memphis playing Houston. Houston's 21. That's tomorrow. Then Ohio State plays Michigan State tomorrow. That should be a really good game. Interested in that one. And last for tomorrow, we have Iowa playing Illinois. Iowa's 18, Illinois is 23. Around the association. Let's see where we're going with the association. NBA, what we got going on tonight? So right now we have Utah playing Detroit. Utah's winning 70-61. Then we have Denver playing Cleveland. At halftime, Denver's winning 61-58. Atlanta playing Memphis. Memphis is murdering Atlanta 38-18. Charlotte beat Houston 108-99. How? Golden State plays tonight on ABC. Golden State plays Philly at 8:30, and then Portland plays Sacramento. The Pacers play Dallas. Chicago plays Brooklyn. New Orleans plays Minnesota. The Clippers play the Lakers. That's on ABC. That's televised. OKC plays Boston. Milwaukee plays Phoenix. Miami plays Washington. Orlando plays Houston. San Antonio plays Cleveland. Detroit plays New York. And Toronto plays Sacramento. That's what's going on for the weekend. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on around the association. Not really much. I'll get more into the NBA when after March Madness is over, but college basketball is really what I wanted to get into. So that's sports talk, and we're gonna move right on over to cinema sit down. So I've been watching Riverdale. That's my show. I just watched 3 seasons of it. I started the 4th season. The 4th season is actually on TV right now, but Riverdale is actually a comic book, and it's a comic book, and they turned it into a TV show. It's awesome. You have to go check it out. Riverdale. I went and seen Sonic. I would give that like a 5.6 out of 10. It wasn't that great. And Mark Wahlberg came out with a movie on Netflix called Spencer Confidential, which is really good. It's a really, really good show. And of course, The Outsider again. I got to catch up on that. But yeah, so y'all go watch Riverdale. Start watching Riverdale. Go. You can take your kids to go see Sonic or just go see it. And Spencer Confidential. Spencer Confidential. Those are the 3 movies that show that I'm gonna tell y'all to go watch. For cinema sit down this week, and I'm supposed to go see The Invisible Man sometime soon, and I'll probably go tomorrow or something to see The Boy too. You know what I mean? So I'll tell y'all about those next week. But yeah, that's cinema sit down. And moving on to music loop. So it's a few joints that came out this week. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, which y'all absolutely have to go listen to. Absolutely have to. Janae Aiko came out with her joint. It's an absolute must. I knew I was waiting for it, and it's amazing. Janae Aiko's joint, and my first favorite rapper of all time, Jadakiss, dropped his Ignatius joint. Fire. Straight fire. And Jade Nova dropped her stages too. So yeah, I gotta go listen to all three of them. Janae Aiko, Jada Kiss's Ignatius, and Jade Nova's stages. All phenomenal. The end of the episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the longest episode that I've done by myself, but I had to say what I had to say. It's almost 50 minutes, but I'm not gonna let it get to 50 minutes because I'm gonna just cheers y'all out. Like I said, I've been drinking these Stelzers. I love these Stelzers, yo. They're absolutely amazing. They have 100 calories with no sugar or 1 gram of sugar or something, and they're just amazing. I have that, and just because I have this, and just because I'm feeling good and I'm about to watch some basketball, I'm gonna take a shot from this. Look at that. Let's see what that say. Trent's Bar. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a shot. I got some Henny. I'm gonna take a shot for me coming into myself, yo. You know what I mean? Like me beginning to walk in my purpose. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like it's about to get really good really soon. So with that, I'm gonna say cheers to y'all. I say cheers to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. If y'all stayed and watched it on one visit, one view, I really appreciate y'all watching these long ass episodes, because I don't mean to make them this long, but sometimes I just get to talking and yada yada yada, and I mean, like, so thank y'all so much. I will see you guys on the next go round next week, and I promise I'm gonna start posting again on Saturdays like I used to do. I promise. I just been going through some stuff and I've been tired as hell, but I promise I'm getting back to y'all. But thank y'all, and remember, y'all are enough. Y'all are enough. Till the next time, Tavern Terror, I love y'all. I'll see y'all on the next round.